Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We would like to thank you for joining us this morning for Royal High School's flag ceremony in recognition of the 20th anniversary of the 9/11 terrorist attacks which occurred on our nation's soil. At this time, we will begin our program. Please focus your attention to the CA 2014-2 Air Force Junior ROTC Honor Guard.
Honor guard. Reset. Huh. Order. Huh. Honor guard. Huh. Read. Huh. Honor guard.
At this time, please rise and remove your hats for the singing of the national anthem by Royal High School's vocal ensemble.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there.
Order. Ha! Honor guard. Pop. Read. Hiss.
On September 11, 2001, 19 militants associated with the Islamic extremist group Al-Qaeda hijacked 4 airplanes and carried out suicide attacks against targets in the United States. 2 of the planes were flown into the Twin Towers of the World Trade Center in New York City. A 3rd plane hit the Pentagon just outside Washington, D.C., and a 4th plane crashed in a field in Shanksville, Pennsylvania. Nearly 3,000 people were killed during the horrific 9/11 terrorist attacks. The hijackers were Islamic terrorists reportedly financed by Saudi fugitive Osama bin Laden. The 19 terrorists smuggled box cutters and knives through security at 3 East Coast airports and boarded 4 early morning flights bound for California. Soon after takeoff, the terrorists hijacked the 4 planes and took the controls, transforming jets into guided missiles. At 8:45 a.m. on a clear Tuesday morning, an American Airlines Boeing 767, loaded with 20,000 gallons of jet fuel, crashed into the North Tower of the World Trade Center in New York. The impact left a gaping, burning hole near the 80th floor of the 110th-story skyscraper. As the evacuation of the tower and its twin got underway, television cameras broadcasted live images of what initially appeared to be a freak accident. Then 18 minutes after the first plane hit, a second Boeing 767, United Airlines Flight 175, appeared out of the sky and crashed into the 60th floor of the South Tower. It immediately became clear that America was under attack. As millions watched the events unfolding in New York, at 9:45 a.m., American Airlines Flight 77 circled over downtown Washington, D.C., and then crashed into the west side of the Pentagon military headquarters. 125 military personnel and civilians were killed in the Pentagon, along with all 64 people aboard the airliner. Less than 15 minutes after the terrorists struck the nerve center of the U.S. military, the horror in New York took a catastrophic turn when the South Tower of the World Trade Center collapsed in a massive cloud of dust and smoke. At 10:30 a.m., the North Tower building of the Twin Towers also horrifically collapsed. Meanwhile, a 4th plane, United Flight 93, was hijacked about 40 minutes after leaving Newark, New Jersey. Because the plane was delayed for takeoff, the passengers on board learned of events in New York and Washington. Knowing the aircraft was not returning to an airport as the hijackers claimed, a group of passengers and flight attendants planned a revolt. At 10:10 a.m., the passengers fought the 4 hijackers. Due to this, the plane then flipped over and sped to the ground at over 500 miles per hour, crashing into a field in Somerset County, Pennsylvania. All 44 people on board were killed. Its intended target is not known, but it's highly speculative to have been the White House or the U.S. Capitol. "20 years ago, on September 11, 2001, a total of 2,996 people were killed. At the World Trade Center, 2,763. At the Pentagon, 189. And on Flight 93, 44 people were killed." Later that night, President Bush delivered a televised address from the Oval Office.
Terrorist attacks can shake the foundations of our biggest buildings, but they cannot touch the foundation of America. These acts shatter steel, but they cannot dent the steel of American resolve.
At last, we remember our first responders and the nearly 7,000 American soldiers, sailors, airmen, Marines, and Coast Guard who have lost their lives while leading the charge in defending our nation and freedom in the global war on terrorism in the years that ensued. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we will take a moment of silence to remember our fallen.
Honor guard. Attention. Hut. Preset. Hut. Order. Hut. Forward. Hut.
Ladies and gentlemen, it has been an honor of Royal High School and AFJ ROTC Unit CA 2014-2 to humbly remember and honor those who tragically lost their lives on this day, the 20th anniversary of one of America's most horrific events. May we never forget. Thank you for sharing this solemn moment with us. We know that you share our continued commitment to serve as selfless citizens and patriots of this great city, state, and nation.